computer. Hello, I'm Ava Ness. I write 1920s cozy mysteries and I love writing with friends. And today I am joined by two of my lovely writing friends, AJ and Gemma. We're going to talk about some of our favourite TV and movie adaptations of books, and we're also going to do some writing sprints. But before we get into that, I might get AJ and Gemma to introduce themselves, and we'll start with you, AJ.
Hi, I'm AJ Blythe, and I write mysteries set in Australia. And my current mystery is set between Canberra and the Bunny Mountains in Queensland. And over to you, Gemma.
I'm Gemma Johns, and I'm a writer of contemporary women's fiction and romance. All of my books do feature queer characters, but they are able to be read by mainstream audiences as well as queer audiences.
Lovely. Okay, so today I am going to be working, I think, on chapter 13 of book three in my Lady Marigold series. I haven't been at my manuscript for a day, so I've sort of lost track. You get that amnesia about where you're up to when you're in the editing process. But it's going really well, so I'm excited to make some progress on that today. What about you, AJ?
So I thought I would have all my editing of that first third of my book done so I could keep writing, but unfortunately I'm not quite there. I'm very, very close though. So I'm just going to really try and push through and see if I can get that to the end of the pages because I'm changing my heroine's personality. So I need to do that to continue
Yeah.
moving forwards. Gemma?
It's the only writing I'm doing at the moment. I've been so busy with my day job and life. So at the moment, I'm really just hoping to get words on the page. I've been getting almost 1,000 with two sprints lately. So let's see how I go today.
That's
Right.
excellent. That's so good.
Yeah, it is good. And it is really hard juggling a day job, isn't it? Just
Mm.
trying to balance not just the day job, but everything else of life in between. And sometimes it's hard to make that space, and other times you're feeling guilty when you are making the space. So yeah, it's a big juggle.
It is,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
This week I've really hardly touched my manuscript to be honest. So I'm glad for the sprint because it's forcing me to stop doing all the other things and sit down and work on it this week. So that's
Yeah,
good.
excellent.
yeah.
All right, well, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's see if I can manage to share the timer. Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Doesn't want to let me share for some reason. Ah, dear. Okay, here we go. So I think we've got a lovely dark academia setting today for our timer. So that will hopefully put us in the mood.
Oh yeah, so nice library sound. Looks good.
Lovely. All right, let's go, and I'll see you in 15.
Good luck, ladies.
Alrighty, we're back.
Always goes so fast.
I know, I know. I stopped sharing, didn't I?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's still up on my screen, so it gets a bit confusing as to whether or not it's still there.
No, it's gone.
Excellent. How did we go?
Right.
Yeah, good. I've nearly finished this chapter, which I had. So it's one, two, three, 4 pages edited. So happy with
Well
that.
done.
Yeah, you're
That's
doing
really
so
good.
good.
Editing's so horrible.
This bit has been. I think the next bit will be easier. Next chapter. This chapter's just been like pulling teeth.
But it's funny how some people love editing.
Yeah.
I do. I love editing.
Oh, there you go.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I do.
Gemma,
I
you
love
and I are on the
editing.
same page.
No, I love it. But it's still the same. It's like writing the book. You have bits where it just flow and the words come and it's just beautiful. And then you hit bits where it's like, you're walking up a hill with a pack on your back and every word is such an effort. And it's the same with editing. You get
Yeah,
some parts where it's really clean writing and you don't have to do much, and then other parts it's like, oh, it's all wrong or it's got to be rewritten
yeah.
or,
I don't I don't mind the copy editing, but it's just the story edit that I get
yeah.
really frustrated with because I just want to write it perfect the first time and not have to deal with it and move on.
Yeah.
And then I just hate getting bogged down trying to sort out the story. But anyway, getting closer and closer as the days go on, which is good.
How did you go, Ava?
Yep. So I mostly just did some planning. Literally had just started the edits on the chapter when I looked up and saw the time. I had less than a minute, and I was like, okay, well, that will be for the next sprint. But
Yeah.
I'm well set up for it now. So yep, I'll be good to go for the next one. How about you, Jim?
I got over my 500 mark, which I
Oh my
don't think I've
goodness.
done before. I think I've always been just under 500,
That is
Yeah.
but I got
brilliant.
534 today. So,
That is so good. Well done.
You are
yeah.
like the sprinting champion. I swear.
Yeah.
You are so consistent. Nearly every sprint we do, you get at least
Near the
500 words.
500, yeah, but I
Yeah.
finally cracked it. So, yeah.
All right.
Wow. Okay,
Yes,
something to aim for.
totally. Totally. Definitely very inspiring.
Although I
Yeah.
don't necessarily think that writing faster is because then it does require a lot of editing. Often it's, and that you got to go back and make sure that you're showing, not telling, and,
Yeah.
all of the things. So I don't necessarily think it's something to aspire to, but it
Yeah.
feels nice. It feels like if you're achieving, but then you move on.
Yeah. It feels good though. It feels good to see the
Yeah.
words stacking
Oh,
up. It gives you motivation
it
and
does. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Totally does. Yeah. I know that when I did my last retreat and the first day, I think I only got like 1,800 words for the first day. But by the end of the 5 or 6 days of writing, I'd written 22,000 words because every day it just got bigger
Yeah.
and bigger. Like,
It's
you
amazing.
just got faster. Yeah. Yeah. I think just
Mm.
being able to immerse yourself just makes a difference.
I was thinking about our topic today, talking
Mhm.
about our favorite movie and TV adaptations of books. And I think nearly all of mine are Austen. And just when you said that, I was just thinking about, like we sit here and we complain, oh, I only got this many words. And, what it must have been like for her to be handwriting or using
Mm.
the typewriter. It must have been so slow. And yet she persisted.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mm.
Yeah, I know. And not being able to have the support like this.
Yeah,
She sort of sat in
exactly.
her drawing room or wherever and she didn't have a group of, friends to compare word counts or whinge to or,
Yeah, yeah. Get help
cheer
from,
her on. Yeah.
how lucky are we? Very lucky.
Yeah, very lucky.
All right. Well, does anyone want to kick off with your favorites? Or will
I
I
think
just talk
AJ
about why
should.
the BBC version of Pride and Prejudice is the best adaptation?
AJ was telling us before that she'd done some homework, so I
Yeah,
think you
let's
need
let's
to
get, let's
start.
get
I
her to
did.
start.
Okay, so I have a couple. So I think that they're all mystery, of course, kind of crimey ones. So I'll start with the oldest, and that would be the David Suchet Poirot interpretation of Agatha Christie. I just love that. And in my head now, whenever I read, hear something to do with Poirot, I see David Suchet. Like that is he's like epitomizes Hercule Poirot to me. I think he did such a good job. And it I think is reflected by how many um of those episodes that he actually did while he was Hercule Poirot. Um and while I'm on the Agatha Christie topic, I have to throw this one in because when you have a claim to fame and it's very small and you get the chance to mention it,
Ah,
you have to throw it out there. So, my favorite Agatha Christie, though, isn't Poirot. I actually love Miss Marple. She is like my favorite Agatha Christie character. So I love all the Marple interpretations just because I love the story and the world and everything like that. However, I don't know if you've ever seen some of the Miss Marple films that star Dame Margaret Rutherford.
no.
Um, but they're older ones. I don't know if they're all in black and white, but some of them are. But I am related to Dame Margaret,
Oh my
and
goodness.
so my grandfather and her are cousins, or were cousins, except she looks exactly like my grandfather, and it's very hard to sit there and see someone that looks like your, grandfather in drag
Oh my goodness.
as Miss Marple, because it's really what it looks like. So yeah, I think she did a great job, but I can't watch them for the pleasure of Miss Marple because of how I see that.
Okay,
Um,
I definitely need to look this up now so we can see what she looks like.
and then the other two, I have two others, both different perspectives. So the first one is Bones, which is based on Kathy Reich's series. And I have read all of the Kathy Reich's Bones books. And when Bones, the TV series, started, I watched the first 1 or 2 episodes. I could not watch them because the character was so different in my head from the book. Like, she was so much more gung-ho in the TV series, and she could do martial arts, she could do all of these things that just seemed a little bit off from the book. So it was many, many years later where I happened to catch like a Bones episode rerun on TV or something. And I had enough distance between the books and the show. And I went, actually, that wasn't so bad. So then I went back and I watched the whole series, like all of the series of Bones, and absolutely loved it. So I just needed that distance between the books and the interpretation on the screen. So I didn't like the interpretation originally, but now I do. Um, and then another one where I think the TV series is actually better than the books is the Miss Fisher Murder Mysteries.
Yes, I agree.
So I love, love, love the TV series. And the books are good, but I just feel that the way they took it to the screen was just fabulous.
Yes,
And Essie Davis was amazing as well. I think
it
they had the right
was.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked what they did with the character of Jack Robinson. They totally changed him from the books, but it
Yeah.
works so much better in
Yeah, and I
film.
I think that was a thing. My little, romantic heart just loved that
Yeah,
play between the two of them. I think they had great chemistry on screen, and that the way that they changed it, I think was so much better. And in the books, her main love interest, I mean, she did have him in the TV series, but more of a, you know, 1 or 2 episodes. That was that whole play on her and Jack, really. So,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I love that. And the costuming and the settings, it was just so polished.
yes. The whole thing is just A plus.
Yeah, yeah, totally. So, and if I'm going to hit the kind of, obviously, Pride and Prejudice has to be the Colin Firth
Oh,
one.
100%. There is no other one. I'm sorry. Sorry, millennials.
Yeah, I just, yeah, I love that one. Yeah. What about you, Gemma? Do you have any?
I didn't do my homework, so but I was thinking I really loved mine's the TV series The Family Next Door by Sally Hepworth. I really like that. Did you see it?
Yes, yes.
No, I didn't see that one.
And I'd read the book, but years earlier. And I was also thinking the other one that I really loved, both book and movie, but probably more so I really like the book a lot more, was The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I loved
Oh,
that.
yep.
That book, just, really engaged me, and I
Mm.
love the character. And then in the actual movie, I guess, I don't know if I saw it as much as it's about the characters, as you said. I think that's the thing. I think it is about the characters. So
Did you see the Scandinavian adaptation, or did you see the sort of American adaptation?
I think I actually I watched both because I was very into it at the time. So I actually watched
Yeah.
both in the end. But yes, anyway, as it turned out. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to think because I like a lot. I mean, Bridget Jones, and I
Oh,
like a lot of
yeah,
those sorts of
yeah.
ones. I'm less into the sort of cozy crimes that, you know, some of the ones that you're talking about. But The Family Next Door has a mystery that is getting solved, but that mystery, you know, it's not sort of gore and crime. I don't mind gore and crime. I just probably, in terms of the ones that I'm thinking of, a more sort of everyday story. But Girl with the Dragon Tattoo has like a dark undertone without it being a mystery or you know, really. I mean,
But
there's mysterious elements, yeah.
I mean, you're drawn to what you like, and you write what you like, so that's why.
Exactly, and that's why we're
Very true.
that's probably why I'm sharing those ones. But
Yeah.
The Housemaid, did you see The Housemaid? Did you read The Housemaid?
No, I've heard a lot about it. It's one of those books where
Oh,
I've heard so much about it that I
yeah.
can't bring myself to read it.
I haven't read it, but I saw the
Yeah.
movie and it was so weird and creepy and great. Like it kept my interest, but I haven't read the book, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many others. Like I read the Bridgerton books before Bridgerton became a
Mm.
TV series. And I was very invested in the world because I'd met the author at a conference. I sat with her and had a meal and that sort of thing. So, you know, after the conference, I got the Bridgerton book just to, sort of support
See
an
what it was
author,
like. Yeah.
the thing, see what it was like. And so when the adaptation came, I think they've done a really good job with it. Like I quite enjoy it, but I have to sort of separate myself from the books
Mm.
to the TV series and just think of it, this is a great, historical romance TV series, and not think about the books too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, mine's a bit of a mixed bag. I'm going to take you back to my childhood, which was probably the first time I ever saw a book adapted onto the screen. And now I think it was probably two, but the first one was The Famous
I
Five.
was going to say
I
it's the famous
love
five.
those books so much. They were just my
Me too.
absolute rereads to They Fell Apart books when I was a child.
Yeah.
And when that came onto TV, honestly, I just couldn't believe that had happened. It
Yeah.
was just so amazing seeing it. I can't remember if it was any good, but it was just the novelty of actually seeing these characters on TV. I really enjoyed that. And then I think probably the other one was actually The Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, of
I
course. Yeah.
also love those books as well. Especially the early ones. I really, really
Yeah.
loved those books as a kid. And the TV series, obviously, it's quite a different take on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're probably the first two. And then, yes, definitely the BBC Pride and Prejudice. And then probably my third one, or fourth one, if we include Little House on the Prairie, is actually Big Little Lies by Leanne
Ah,
Moriarty. I
okay.
I really love that book, but I actually really love the TV series as well, even though it's a little bit of a departure from the book. Obviously, the book's set in Australia and the TV series is set in the US, but I think both of them stand alone as really great pieces of entertainment and mystery. So yeah,
Oh,
they're probably the ones that are at the top of my list.
yeah, I read the blurb for Big Little Lies, and I kind of went, oh, I just wasn't sure, but maybe I'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah, and I do agree with you about David Suchet. His audiobook of Murder on the Orient Express is my absolute favorite audiobook of all time. He is just so brilliant in that. And anything him with where he is playing Poirot is just, top notch.
Mm.
I'll just ask a question of both of you where you sit with the Harry Potters, because I'm sure you've read them and I'm sure you've watched them. So,
I am a former number one fan of Harry Potter. I once won an online competition to ask her a question.
oh wow.
Back in the fandom days, I was probably as obsessed as you can get. But no more. Do not own a single copy. Won't get into the politics of it, but yeah, that's not something that I subscribe to any longer.
Yeah. I when the books came out, obviously loved them. I actually thought they did quite a good job of bringing that to the screen. The
Yeah.
you know, but what I
Mm.
found was that I'd go and see them with my husband, and I've read the books and he hadn't, and I would sit there and I didn't realize how much my brain was filling in the story, because the books, especially as you move through the series, were quite big, so they had to pick and choose what they kept as a central story
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
movie. And he'd come out and he'd go, oh, whatever. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, how can you think that? And then when we talk about it, we'd realize that I'd watched the movie, but in my head, I was filling in all of the things that were on the page and not in the movie. So I think that's why I was wondering, because I think for that one, if you've read the books, it's going to be a very different experience to if you haven't read the books.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah.
So
Probably
It
the
was
same with Lord of the
interesting.
Rings.
Yeah, well, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, all of them. That
yeah,
yeah, if there's so much more in the books.
that's right. Yeah.
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 Yeah, except not so much with The Hobbit, where they stretched the book out over 3 books.
It's interesting with Harry Potter, like there's now a sport that that what's the sport? Quidditch or
Quidditch.
whatever.
Quidditch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually a sport people play because
Yep.
it was created by an author.
Yeah. There's a Quidditch team at ANU.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's quite, surprising.
Especially
But
because the one in the book is they're actually flying on broomsticks and it's in the air, and now they have to actually do it on the ground.
yeah, because I'm not a big like I don't read a lot of fantasy. I did read the Harry Potter books, but I don't read a lot of fantasy, and I never read sci-fi. And my partner's always saying, I think you'd be a really good sci-fi writer because of the way, I sort of come up with these crazy ideas and but at the same time, I'm like, well, I can't because I can't read the genre. But why can't you read the genre? Because it's not real. I need real. And and so then we sort of talk about that and how actually sci-fi predicts a lot of things, and like fantasy predicts a lot of things or creates a lot of things that become real. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of fantasy creating things that are real, let's get some real words down on the page with another sprint.
Sounds good.
We'll change the background so we have a lovely library scene.
Oh, beautiful.
I'll see you in 15 minutes. Whoops. We should get it going. There we go. Okay, we're done.
Oh, how'd you go, Ava?
That was good. I just was combining two chapters into one. So I just was doing a little bit of restructuring and got a little bit of editing done. So I couldn't report back on what level of progress there was, but I definitely feel like there was progress. How about you?
Excellent. I got a phone call from a Sparky I've been chasing for a week, so I did have to disappear for a few minutes and talk to him. So I didn't get as much done as I'd have liked, but I think I still wrote about 100 words
Oh, I think
into
that
my
is job well
manuscript.
done.
So yeah, yeah. Gemma?
I had some Zoom issues and sorted that out, and then got a bit sidetracked. Anyway, I've only done just over 300 words, so that's
Oh,
good. But that's good because that evens me out to
Exactly.
normal speed.
yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous you got interrupted, AJ, because I've been hoping to be interrupted because my car's currently in the shop getting assessed for
Oh,
it got flooded on the during the week, so I haven't heard back from them yet. So
Oh
I'm
no. Yeah.
waiting to hear all
Well,
these things that interrupt your writing. You sit down and it's difficult to focus when you know there's a possibility of being distracted as well. But anyway, I was not distracted by that. Hopefully that phone call will come later today.
yeah, yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yes,
And with
yes.
good news.
Yes, yes, or at least a hire car.
Yeah.
Something will be good.
Something with wheels.
I need to make it to the writing catch up tomorrow, so it'll be
I can always
fine.
swing by if you need it. Just give me a yell.
Okay, I will let you know how the car situation plays out as the day
Yeah.
goes on.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's no problems at all. So
Yeah, yeah, and I think we're going to do a writing session at the library as well, so that'll be nice.
yeah, I was thinking of doing that. So
Yeah. Do you like writing like there where it's quiet, or do you prefer writing where it's noisy? Although noting at the library that the locker situation often means that the quiet space is still noisy with all the
still
beeping that goes
noisy with
on.
those beeps.
Yes.
I write anywhere that I have the chance to write. I am not fussy. If I have a chance to write, then I just grab it. Usually the formula that I need for successful writing is no family around.
Right. Okay.
That's usually the biggest key to success.
Yeah. Yeah. What
that's
about you, Gemma? Are
probably,
you quiet or noisy?
yeah. No, I can have noise, I can have quiet, I can have the kids around, but my 7-year-old demands a lot of my attention. So as long as he's not around, then yeah, usually I can, it doesn't matter if people are coming in and going and, that sort of thing. So yeah, and I've written in cars, I've written on airplanes,
Cars.
everywhere. Yeah. Like not when driving. I mean like sitting
No,
at,
no, I
at a
didn't think so.
soccer match or something, like, or maybe not a match, maybe training where the kids are doing training and I'm sitting in the car like typing away.
Okay. Yeah, I can ride on, buses or trains. Not so
Mm.
much planes, not really enough room, elbow
No, not a
room.
lot, but yeah.
But yeah, it normally doesn't worry me. The only time I can't ride is in silence. I have to have some sort of noise.
Oh, I can
Noisier
do
the
silent.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like music. I like to have a bit of music on.
I actually like voice better than music for some reason. I'm just a bit strange
Ah,
like that. I loved having the TV on in the background or a podcast or video.
yeah,
I just like chatter, and so I like writing in cafes.
yeah.
I had a great tip, and I'm sitting here. I've been trying just for this last minute trying to think who on earth it was. It was very recent who I was talking with. And they gave me a great tip for writing at home if you get interrupted by family. And they were talking to another Aussie author, and this is what she does. And in her case, she has a hat. So when she sits down to do focused writing, she puts this hat on, and the family know that if she has the hat on, she's not to be interrupted. But if she's working at her computer, the hat's not on, it means she can be interrupted. And they've learned that that's what it is. And so it doesn't have to be a hat. It could be that you've, you know, just put a sign up or do something, but it just is okay. You can interrupt me, but if I'm really focused, this is up and it's a no-go. So
I don't think
That
that'll work with my puppy, but it works
no.
with people.
It worked for me during COVID lockdowns. My I still had my toddler sleeping at the time, and so because I was trying to do my career and my writing and everything, and I had 6 children at home because we were foster carers
Wow.
as well, so we had like short term, and so I just, whenever he would nap to music. Ed Sheeran to be precise. And
Oh,
so what would happen is we'd put Ed Sheeran on. The kids knew the minute Ed Sheeran came on, they did not disturb me. And that's when I did my deepest work. So for my paid job Monday to Friday, or my writing on the weekends, the minute Ed Sheeran came on, don't disturb me. And
I
it
love
worked.
that.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
And even now my 7-year-old hates Ed Sheeran.
oh
I'm
no.
going, like, if it comes on the playlist, he's like, turn that off. Cannot hear it. It's bedtime. Like it. Yeah.
Oh dear, that's funny. But I do love a good system.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So I think that's why I just need a system so that, if I'm sitting here just writing a blog post or something and it doesn't matter so much, they can't tell if I'm writing what I'm writing. So I think if
Yes.
I have something that differentiates the it's okay to disturb versus a do not disturb, it would be very good.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, that wraps up another week of our sprints. What's on the agenda for this week, writing wise? Got any goals?
I've got a big birthday party coming up, so
Yes, you do.
I'm busy. I don't think I'll get any writing done other than the sprints. I'm
But
distracted.
you also have another event, I think, perhaps coming up,
Yes,
Gemma?
I do. I've got my first. I think it's my first writing event, like public author event, and it's in person in a bookshop where my books are now stocked. So my
How
books have always
exciting.
been available on all the sort of virtual bookstores in paperback or ebook, but now suddenly I've got a bookstore actually shelving my books, which is really exciting. I'm looking forward to going to visit those books, and then having the event. So I don't know what will be asked yet. We haven't been sent the questions yet, so I'm looking forward to working out what I'm going to say.
Well, if you need any Dorothy Dixes, you can. AJ and I are coming, so we
Yeah,
Yeah,
can
that's right.
we can
yeah,
field you some that you're comfortable with if you
If you want
need
some
if you need some.
soft questions to
Yeah.
start with, just let us know.
yeah, yeah. Really looking forward to it. So
Yeah.
thank you for coming, both of you.
We can't
No,
wait.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so nice having writer friends. And
Yes.
so what I'm hoping is that the people that are following along here, even if if you feel like you don't have writer friends in your city or your town or wherever you are, we're your friends now. So
Exactly.
yeah,
The more the
and feel
merrier.
free to comment, if you ever want to comment, you can
Yeah.
comment.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What about you, Ava? What are you writing or
So
doing?
I'm just progressing through this book, through this latest pass. So it's a long weekend,
Mhm.
and yeah, I really want to try and get to the finish by the end of the long weekend.
Yeah.
So that's my big ambitious goal. We'll see if I get there.
The finish of a section or
The book, like I'm
the whole
about
book.
halfway now, and through the edits, and if I really put in a lot for the next 3 days,
Yeah, you could finish the whole edit.
finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I
Do
know
you,
the back half doesn't need as much work as the first half did.
And you don't edit on paper.
No. Oh, I do the copy edits on paper, but the story editing I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use Millernote for all of my story plotting, which is
Yeah.
it's an app, which I'll link to in the description if anyone wants to have a look at it. It's just the only thing I've ever found that helps to organize all the thoughts in my brain. It's very difficult to even like a whiteboard or post-it notes. It's not enough. And I find this Millernote app is really great at helping me organize everything.
AJ, did you say what you were doing this weekend?
no, so yeah, we're in Canberra. We have a long weekend this weekend. So I'm really hoping that I can forget that Monday's a long weekend, and then that way nothing gets booked or planned, and I can just have Monday for writing. And then, we've got fingers crossed, a writing catch up tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's kind of the plan. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Sounds good. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you very much for joining me again today. Look forward to catching up with you again next week to hear about your progress, to see how many words you got in, how your projects are going, and see you next week.
See you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.